All right, welcome back to Panda Pods. It's been a minute. It's been a month actually, according to YouTube. Month and some change. We've been busy, alright. We've been busy hosting a lot of tournaments, and man, oh man, I'm here to tell you we are not stopping anytime soon. This is probably the most comfortable I've felt like with hosting things and playing. It's really light. I love when we get in the rhythm of just we know what to do, we know what to expect. So we got a perfect format and a lot of returning players that know how to consistently show up on time and at least let it be known if they cannot. So, of course, that brings me to our most recent tournaments. Yeah, it was three of them that happened, I believe, over this past weekend. I think so. Or was there only two? Maybe two. But for a fact, it was the Royals EU, and we also had the Royal Bar. Sorry, the first ever 2v2 tournament of the year saw Misty and Dundee take it home after beating me and FOA Balls, his first competitive game since Horizon 4 2019, by the way. They defeated us 2-0. I believe it was on Doc's Medium first, and then Doc's Medium first, and then it was Airstrip Small from Horizon 3. And I liked what we played. You know, I didn't expect. I'm not gonna. It's not no offense. I mean, he wouldn't take offense to this. He didn't expect much either. We went into it just. I was more happy that I found somebody to play because I really don't want to DQ. I hate shit like that. I just wanted to play by any means. I don't care if I had to pick up a fucking random at that point. But I was happy that I got to play the games, and then Dundee and Misty moved on to play Speed and Moth. Now, I don't think the footage for that is anywhere, but let me do a quick browse. I think that went to game 5. I was busy at the time and I couldn't stay for all of the games, but I was checking back and forth here and there. And I believe it was game 5, if I'm going off of what I was seeing in the chat as well. And I like it. I like what we did. I like what occurred as far as the brackets, even though we had a little scuffleness with the timing. But one thing that didn't have too well, I was about to lie and say that the Royals EU didn't have that much scuff to it, if you will. But the servers were down. The servers were down, and there was nothing we could do about that except use the maps that we already have on our accounts. Therefore, that only left one map to be used, and that was, Bar Fiesta. And at least we got to play with all of the players that signed up on the right day, at the right time. You know, like, yeah, the maps suck, but hopefully moving forward, we don't have to have that issue anymore. That should bring me to revealing, or not revealing, because it's already been shown multiple times before. Here it is. The world rankings, right? Okay, let me turn this off. The world rankings, as of right now, is very, very packed. I like the fact that we have quarter of 100 players. Let's keep it going, baby. Let's get some more people in here. And hey, we're only in May right now, so we're not halfway through with the year. We can get a good 50 total king players. We can get a good top 50 players, you know, by the end of the year. I think so. I don't think that's impossible, but as you see here, the winner of that Royals EU was Speed right there. Actually, can I pull up this? I can. Okay, so I guess I haven't put this on YouTube yet, but this is a project that I'm working on to I guess detail and record every single king tournament or league that like I consider a B plus or higher tier. Some of the tiers are filled out A lot of them aren't, as you can see. I still got to get to like these royals, but I do have the winners of them, at least. I do have the winners of these royals. I just don't remember the other placings and like the tournaments from this year. But if you guys ever get the chance, please do check this out. I am putting a lot of time into this. Well, I have put a lot of time into. I'm pretty much caught up now, but I still have planned to message Tim for UKC stats. And if there's tournaments that you know you competed in, let me know. Like, and I'll put it on here. But you gotta show me some proof though. That's the one thing. I want to see like a screenshot or at least a conversation. Cause I don't want people to just say, "Yeah, I won this tournament back in 2015. You didn't hear about it though," and then I just gotta take your word for it. But show me like a GG's from someone or so. I don't know. Like track down the sources. I mean, for the most part, we've only had a few tournament organizers, and being like Odd the God, Tim, myself, Trio, Whoa. I'm talking pre-Horizon 5, by the way. And that alone makes me think that we can easily track down anything we really need to. All right. So, as I was saying, the Royals EU is right here. And we do have the placements for this one. I think there was a two-way tie for second place. Yeah. Between Midnight here and myself. We tied for second place via points. Then a third place was Moth. Then we have fourth place being Toonie. And fifth place being the Beast. So that was 6 people in total, but obviously 5 different placements because of our tie at second place. Then as I said earlier, this is the Royal Bar that just happened. The 2v2 tournament. I already explained this one though. Dundee and Misty got first place, so there's Dundee there. As well as Misty right here. And, you know, so forth. You can check it out yourself. As I said, don't want to spend too much time on it, but I did put a lot of that into this. So I would appreciate if you at least just scroll through it and, like, jog my memory on anything I'm missing, because I'm trying to fill this out to be as accurate as possible. You can go back to any of these as well. You can find all of these results somewhere. Either that be on the Finest 5 Instagram page, the the multiple Discord results for like the Horizon 4 stuff, my YouTube, Tim's YouTube. I don't think Trio, maybe he does actually, but you get the point. Yeah, that's pretty much it for here. And then the world rankings are as such. We have a new winner, I guess a new ranked tournament winner in the anniversary event that happened with Aerotron. I think that's how you pronounce that. And then, of course, the top of the top is where the winners are. We have Sid, though. Hey, he's really close. He's really close to getting that tournament win. Misty's catching up fast in tournaments as well, and in points overall, considering that he joined tournaments, I want to say halfway through, like this point from the Superthon and now. But by the end of the year, he'll be top 3, maybe top 4 for sure. And yeah, I pretty much have yapped on and on about this stuff already. This is in the Discord as well, so you can go find that wherever you want. Hi, Miranda. I still got to send you my library of videos and screenshots. Yes, please do that, Spotless. I would love that. Because, oh yeah, I also looked through your YouTube as well for the Horizon 5 stuff, as I should have stated earlier. Yeah, if there's anyone that's got a fucking YouTube out there, I know Aleski's got a YouTube too. I don't know if he's scrubbed his fucking King stuff, though. He probably has. But I gotta look through. I gotta find tournament results and screenshots, and even if it's just a 2-second clip of like the 7:30 second second mark in the game, like then I'll get a glimpse of what the standings was and shit like that. But that is pretty much it. You may be able to tell I'm currently dying. Just please drink agua. Don't get sick, my ladies and gents. Okay. Now we're gonna get our guest in here. I don't know if anyone's been able to guess the guest, but last week we had, or not last week. Yeah, let's pretend it was last week, okay? Just for anyone that doesn't know how to read the 1 month ago at the bottom. Let's pretend it was a week ago. We had our last podcast with Yukio. Not gonna be Yukio this time, but this person does share something in common. So, I think I have to do this first. Give me a second. Give me a second. Hello. Am I audible? Let me turn this on. If you were able to guess, the thing that they share in common is that they are, I want to say, first time tournament hosts for this year, 2020. Oh, no, I think Yukio had that event thing last year, too. Was that last year? My whole time is messed up. Hey, Spotless. Welcome, welcome.
You hear me?
I hear you loud and clear. But does the stream? That is the main thing. They should be able to. Can you speak again? See, and want to see if this bar goes up. Can the stream here? Channel points. I'll have to. Hello? Can you still hear me? Stream?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me though?
No, you cut out for a second there. I couldn't hear anything.
What in the world? Am I still live?
I can't. I turned off my Twitch because I'm on my phone.
No, no worries,
So,
no worries. Just says I'm not though. Let me check that out. Oh, reconnection successful? Why did it disconnect to begin with, bruh? I think it's good now though.
Are we back?
I can hear me, but I feel like I can't hear you.
Hello. Am I coming through?
Okay, you are. The bar just isn't moving. That's fucking weird. That's fine.
I gotta speak a bit louder. I don't know.
Nah, it's fine. It's just OBS or whatever. All right, welcome, welcome. Sorry for the scuffed beginning. I don't know what my internet was doing, but we are here.
Yeah, my bad as well. Just taking a little leisurely stroll outside. I'm on my phone.
No, no, you're fine.
Get the microphone and everything working and just asking for permissions and stuff. So.
Asking
But
for
we're good
permissions.
now.
No, no, yo, don't even get me started on Discord. I used to like look at it fondly as like the permanent replacement to Xbox parties because of the lack of delay. But all of the issues and sometimes it's just too complicated for my boomer brain. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel like this is the first time I've used this feature on my phone, the Discord call. So.
Okay, is this right? I think this is right. Let's go. So this is what we have working with right now. The King Classic is upcoming. If you guys haven't already, and I think you have already, so this is probably the first time I don't even have to say shit. Thank you for thumbing that post and prioritizing it. Oh yeah, I've been meaning to put this in like the code or whatever. I think I hinted at it, but if you have tournaments and you want to host one on a specific weekend, please, please, please push my Royals to the next week. There's gonna be Royals no matter what, so I want to prioritize everyone else getting theirs in. You know what I'm saying? Like, so thank you, Spotless, for pulling the trigger, announcing the King Classic, and I will definitely be there for it. Let me get up on the screen format thingy, or the car list rather. Yes, here it is. So, how did you come up with these trio? I've always said I'm not a car guy, so excuse me any ignorance. The only one I really get is the 2010s being like the holy trinity, but I guess the others have some relevancy to each other as well.
Yeah, you could say that. I'm not gonna say that my car knowledge is any better than yours per se, but yeah, that's kind of the idea I was going for. Like starting with the Holy Trinity. Like everybody knows, like 2010s, three iconic cars. That's probably the three that you're gonna go with.
Mhm.
Um, but I didn't want to limit the tournament to just using three cars. So I felt like why not open it up? Let's get four other decades in here, um, but kind of keep the same theme where you have three iconic cars of each decade. Um, and then yeah, I just happened to do a little research and figured out um, some of these other cars. Some of them were a bit harder, like the 2020s, for example. It's a little difficult to say like what iconic cars are from the 2020s when this decade's only half done. So,
Mhm.
um, but we work with what we got.
Exactly.
But some of the other cars, like the 80s, like the F40 is pretty iconic. Like, sure, everyone can agree with that.
Mhm.
Or like the McLaren F1 in the 90s. So yeah, just kind of going for that theme and just making sure the cars are balanced. With the stock PI isn't too far apart.
Mhm.
Um, so do a little bit testing for that. But yeah, that was basically the idea for this.
Now there is a specific 1990s Ferrari missing that I can't quite put
Yeah,
my
the
quite
Testarossa, right?
exactly.
Yeah,
No, 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 I'm joking. I know where the Ferrari F50 lands, but I'm also a huge fan of the CLK. It was the car I mained basically back in PGR4, so I will definitely be using that. That's a dead giveaway right there. I'm using that for that class, I guess. Uh,
nice.
and yeah, let me also look at the format because I have it here somewhere. But how did you come up on the? You said you just tested it, right? The classes, rather, the PI, I should say.
Yeah, the PI limits. So yeah, I had a little bit of help for that. Just testing out some of these cars I built. Maybe about half, 2/3 of the car list. So I had a feeling for myself, like how would it be? And then yeah, it was just a matter of just testing it out with some other people and just seeing like what works. If we had to make some changes to it. I wanted to make sure that again the stock PI wasn't too far apart. Obviously, for I think the 80s it was a little bit more challenging because I think there is a bit of a difference there. But otherwise, keeping it close so that the upgrades are kind of similar between all the different cars and keeping the limits uh, within somewhat of a decent reach where you have room to make upgrades, but nothing too big where um, it gets a little too OP or something like that. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that was kind of the idea for that.
Okay, okay, sick. That is sick. And then we have the little, what do you call them at the bottom? Like the yellow tabs, I guess, on the charts. Like the lone wolf, tone setter, holy trinity, tortoise.
Oh yeah,
That's cool.
yeah.
That's cool.
So yeah, the idea for that, actually, the original plan for this tournament, because I've had it in the works for a while now, I was going to do aggregate time. And I thought that was going to be like a unique idea that nobody else thought of. And then next thing you know, I don't remember which tournament we did, but or maybe it was like one of Tim's Stream Series events. But yeah, we've done aggregate time a few times now, so it's no longer a unique idea.
Mm.
Um, but then I thought, okay, you know what? Like a point system actually gives me a little bit more flexibility
Yeah.
because now, okay, you reward points, first through eighth, like a regular point system that, like a racing series or like some other event does. And I figured we can also add some achievement in here to give more incentive to players to get some bonus points within the game or within the tournament. So that was kind of the idea behind that. And I'm still undecided if I want to add more achievements. I think I got quite a few there already, like some of these you'll probably be familiar with, like King Country, for example. Um, but yeah, I just figured a point system gives me a little bit more flexibility for that.
Yeah, that is sick as hell. I don't know if I'll be aiming for any of these like consciously, but I do know that a lot of these will be picked off. Like the top three in any game is consisted of three different cars.
Yeah, you know what? I can walk you through each one. Like I think a couple of them might be a little bit confusing based on the wording. So like Lone Wolf, the idea behind that is this tournament's supposed to be like a celebration of the most iconic cars of the last 4 to 5 decades. So we kind of want everyone to try out all the different cars.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping we don't end up with a lobby where like there's like 7 people in the F40 and like two in the Countach and then nobody's in the 959.
Yeah.
Um, so the idea behind that is if you're the only player to be in a particular car for that particular game, not including like whoever's sitting with the crown, you get a free 3 points
Mm-hmm.
basically, just being the only one in that car.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the idea behind that. Tone setter, this will always be awarded every game. It's basically the first person to break the 1 minute mark. So yeah, just nice and
Okay.
simple. Holy Trinity is if the podiums, the top 3 players, are in 3 different cars, all 3 players get a bonus 1 point. So
Mm-hmm.
that's also a bit of an incentive there. Tortoise is a fun one. So this is basically a last to first challenge. So if this applies for any game, if you're the last person to get the crown, so you're basically the only person with no time on the board, and you eventually win that game, you get this achievement Tortoise, and you get 5 points for that. So, and that's 5 points added on to the 15 you would have got for finishing first in the game.
Mm.
So that's a huge score.
Yeah.
So yeah, again, a little incentive there if that's a challenge that you want to take on.
Okay.
King Country, that one's pretty self-explanatory.
Mm-hmm.
The longest King Country is not for the game, but for the tournament. So it's out of the 5 games, at the end of the tournament, whoever had the longest King Country, that's the
And I,
gets the
I
additional
assume they're
2
going in
points.
order, right? Like 80s, 90s.
Sorry, what's that?
I'm assuming the games are happening in order, right? Like 80s first and the 90s game. Yeah.
Yeah, the games will be in order. Yeah, I guess it just makes more sense that way.
Yeah.
And then Time Hog is whoever got the most time in any game in the tournament. So out of the 5 games, whoever had the most time,
Mm-hmm.
like not cumulatively, but just for one individual game.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say you put up like 3.5 minutes for the 80s, and nobody else was able to beat that score for the remaining games, then you get the Time Hog achievement.
Okay. Okay. This is. Is this your first tournament hosting?
Yeah, it is indeed.
It don't
Actually,
seem
yes.
like it.
Yeah, I mean, like I've been around enough like tournaments now where I kind of get the idea of what works and what doesn't, and what people might be interested in. So I felt like maybe you coming up with a system like this just to test the waters a little bit, do something a little bit different from what we've been doing recently with the other
Yeah.
tournaments. And I hope everyone's
Dude, once
okay with the format and with the achievements and stuff.
I always tell people, once you rip the band-aid off of hosting just one, you see how damn easy it is, and you're like, I can do another one tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. No,
So
I
you're gonna get the
honestly I
bug.
have other ideas too, but I want to start off with just this, see how it goes, and then in the future, like I'll host something else probably.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And like I said, if anyone is like hesitant on hosting, please don't be. I will push my tournaments back. I will host them a different week to prioritize everyone else's. Mines are going nowhere, at least as of right now. As a matter of fact, I'm just adding on to it with EU and the Bar Royals, the Royal Bar. Sorry, but yeah. I'm interested in this. I'm gonna be joining every tournament I can. And is there any last words you would like to say?
Uh, yeah, I guess, yeah, if you haven't signed up already, please do. It's on Saturday, May the 17th, 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Usually we give a little bit of leeway at the beginning for people to come in and stuff, and I know we always get last minute entries. Um, the only thing I would ask is if you are joining last minute, please have like try to have most of your cars prepared. I
Yes.
will. I don't know 100% if I will be participating. I think it will depend on how many people we end up getting. But if I am going to be there, I will allow you to borrow my cars, so that if you didn't have anything pre-built, you can just take mine. But obviously, in that case, you're stuck in my car and my tune. So, and I don't know if you'll particularly like that. So, if you are joining last minute, please just come prepared. Uh, Otherwise, yeah, if you have who is interested has any questions, you can always reach out to me. So, yeah, looking forward to hosting this event.
Is there? Did I miss? Oh, the maps are still to be determined, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So about that, I was hoping to actually come up with the maps yesterday, but I didn't get the opportunity. So I am planning later tonight to do a test and tune lobby if people are interested. And if they are, then I can maybe play around with some maps and see what works. Um, but yeah, the maps I will decide probably by this weekend, and then I
Okay.
will make an announcement for that.
All cool. All cool. No problem. Well, thank you, Spotless. I appreciate your time. Thank you for being abrupt with it too. You didn't give me a, you didn't pencil me in for next month. It was pretty instant, and I appreciate that. Get it over with.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you having me on. It was a great time joining my first podcast P. But yeah, thanks for having me.
That's my problem. Too much podcasting. That's why I ain't performing. Just like Paul George. But,
Yeah, exactly.
but all right, man. Thanks again. And I will be on tonight. It's Friday, so I definitely can hop on and join the testing soon. Thank you again, Spotless. Appreciate your time.
No problem. Thank you.
Yes, sir. All right. I hope that you heard him when I turned it up speed, because he was only at 100. I forgot that fucking Discord doesn't just default have people at the highest volume for some reason. But I digress. The King Classic is what you see on your screen, and that is what everyone should be prioritizing after the Royals 6, which is this week. So they're different weeks, so you can prioritize both. Don't worry, don't worry. But next week, prioritize King Classic over whichever Royals is happening. And I'm all lost with all the Royals now. I'm Royal myself. We're all Royals. Raise your hand if you're Royal. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Hope you guys can join the lobby later tonight. Let's get some testing tuning do for this, and maybe even sneak some in for the Royals. Peace out.